Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and an intraday update on AMC Stock, and this one is going to be a banger because the Ortex data has definitely changed around a lot from yesterday's video. We did get another record date for the New York Stock Exchange actual legal short interest on AMC, and it is well over 20%, approaching some of the highest levels that we have seen in 2022. So we are definitely ending 2022 on a high note for the cost of borrow rates, a high note for the short interest. This could mean for a high note for the price of AMC stock in 2023. We'll talk about that here in this video, but more importantly, I do want to go over some of the economic things that are happening today, more geopolitical tensions, I guess. Not really tensions, not a good way to put it, but you are getting some COVID news from China and Italy. Some countries are starting to consider putting travel bans on China again, and that is a big reason why a lot of global stocks were down today. That's a big reason why the American stock market is also down today, guys. So let's get into this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. If you guys also want to come trade with me live in real time as well, link down below in the description of this video, guys. So first things first, let's get into this whole geopolitical tension situation. I don't even know what to call it, right? But essentially, a plane from China going to Italy landed in Italy, and over half the patients were COVID positive. So there is a lot of countries talking about putting travel bans on China if COVID is just running rampant over there, and that would further further the odds of a massive global recession in 2023, and that is a big reason why our markets are actually down today. You really didn't get any economic data that is causing this move down. There were some things, obviously, from Tesla and NIO that came out yesterday, which is definitely not a good thing, right? Showing that demand is slowing down. And that is definitely taking its toll today as well. But that is really the big story, and you're not going to see that on CNBC. You're only going to see people talking about that over on Bloomberg. And here is this cat again. Oh my gosh. Now, for economic data, tomorrow is going to be the big day of this week, if you're going to even call tomorrow a big day. It's really the day where you get economic data that could move the markets up or down quite a bit. And first things first, 9:30 in the morning, initial jobless claims for December 24th. The forecast for 220,000 people looking for jobs, right? Doing initial jobless claims, filing, I should say, initial jobless claims. Last month, 216,000. So if this number goes lower than 220,000, not going to be good. If it's higher, I don't think it's necessarily going to be a super good thing. If it's really high, though, if we get like 300,000 initial jobless claims, it might be seen as a positive thing because it would show the labor market is probably starting to soften. So there you get that. That's probably going to be the biggest data point that we get. But you do also have a lot of bond auctions coming tomorrow as well. Now, today you did get pending home sales as well. That probably didn't help things out all too much. Dallas Fed manufacturing, all of these data points, which were really not good, at all. It was an epic miss on all of these data points. But the labor market does seem to be the most important thing for the Fed, most important thing for the markets. That will be tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. And I do expect that to be a 1 to 2% up or down move for the broad markets, guys. So there is all of that. Not too much else to actually say. Like I said, guys, I've said it before, this last week is going to be a very slow week for the markets just because it is the last week of 2022. You're probably going to see some positioning for 2023, but that's pretty much it. Now, let's get into the Ortex data for AMC stock. In the live short interest of free float is sitting at 21.55%. This is a lot higher than what we are used to. Even yesterday's estimated short interest was 19% and some change, right? Well, not anymore. Live short interest of free float, 21.55%. If we look at the official reports from the New York Stock Exchange, The sentiment day for December 15th had the short interest of free float at 21.05%. These are some of the higher readings that we have seen throughout all of 2022. I think the only time we've seen a higher reading was back here June 15th of 2022, and that was 21.92%. So you are getting back up there, baby, and that is definitely a good thing. When you get the short interest that is this high, you have seen rallies throughout 2022 almost on a consistent basis. So I think that is key. Now, also, you are seeing these cost to borrow rates, which are very high. This means that even hedge funds that took out short positions a while ago are... she's going crazy, are starting to feel that pinch from cost to borrow rates that are shooting up on them, right? As of the last numbers that we got from Interactive Brokers, there was 0 shares available to be lent out, and the cost to borrow rate was about 105%. So very high, lack of availability for shares, right? Nobody's got shares. Everyone's been doing this strategy in hedge fund landia of shorting AMC, borrowing as many shares as you can, shorting the stock, driving the cost of borrow rates up, and then buying APE. Well, now APE is down a lot today, so AMC is doing much better, but you're still not seeing a lot of shares available to be lent out. Now, cost to borrow average sitting at 284.39%. Super high. Cost to borrow max at 323.94%. Super duper high. Cost to borrow minimum seeing the biggest jump of the day, now at 208.69%. So super high cost to borrow rates, guys. And typically when this has happened, like I've said, when the short interest goes higher, when the cost to borrow rates go higher, you do tend to see a rally in AMC stock. And I don't think this time is going to be any different, especially as we are getting good numbers coming out from Avatar 2. And I expect there to be good numbers to come, and we're going to get more movies in theaters in 2023 than we got in 2022. That's just the simple fact of it, guys. So there is that information. If we take a look at the option activity for the day, 10% positive order value, 5 orders totaling $55.64 million. Holy guacamole, what is going on? You look at this order, $49 million order. Whoo! For June 16th, 2023, a $6 put. That's a big order, guys. I didn't look at this before we started this video because we like to go over things live for you. It's almost a $50 million order on AMC. That's like a week's of option activity on AMC from hedge funds. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is for June 16th, 2023, a $6 put. They bought 114,000 contracts. Okay, so that makes sense why the stock is down 3%. It would probably be in positive territory if it was not for this option, because this is even, I mean, deep in the money, right? They're buying this option deep in the money. So that makes it very interesting, because if AMC starts to rally, even with this option order alone, which is massive in terms of AMC, if the price of the stock does start to go up, that would be a lot of de-hedging. So it makes me really wonder why you're seeing that, because that is very atypical. That typically does not happen. So very interesting there, and we definitely want to monitor that one and how the actual price of the stock does fare after that, because that is huge. That is just massive, guys. So that does or will create a lot of volatility for AMC nonetheless. Let's talk the Stocko tracker data, guys. And you can see for this Friday, you have less than 1,000 calls in the money, about 91,000 calls that are out of the money. If we look at the put side, in the money puts at about 45,000, out of the money puts at 26,455. If we do get good economic data tomorrow and these stocks like AMC do rally, well, there's going to be a lot of fuel on the fire, because there's a lot of calls that are out of the money and virtually none that are in the money. So that could give you a big positive reaction. And just overall, guys, you are overdue in AMC to see some green days. We did hit that low at $3.90 per share, like right on, just even $3.90. You're currently at $3.91.5, down about 3%. Apple down almost 3% as well. So relatively speaking to something like Apple, if they're comparably, down about 3% each, that is typically a positive thing with AMC, because if Apple's down 3%, AMC should be down like 10%, right? So I would consider that a positive thing. Now, if we look at this on a technical basis, we definitely want to watch for the bounce here. Now, if we do pull up the MACD and the RSI, MACD extremely in bearish territory, and the RSI is extremely oversold as well. Typically, when the RSI gets under 30, you want to buy AMC, even if it's a short-term trade. There can be a lot of explosive volatility to the upside once you're under the lowest level of the RSI. You're extremely oversold right now, guys, and that could present a opportunity if you guys are savvy enough, to go for that. And that's obviously not for everyone. That would be an obvious trade unless you're buying and holding for the MOAS. So there is that. I do expect if tomorrow's data is positive for the markets, or if the markets take a positive, AMC could easily see a 10, 15, 20% positive day based off of the numbers and where we are currently seeing them, guys. So holy guacamole. That is it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Not too much else to actually add. We will be back here at 4 o'clock with the end of the day update, and things are going to get a little bit crazy from now until then, guys. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.